This is coming from Daniel RPK on his Patreon. John Wick 5 will start shooting next year with Keanu Reeves set to return. Now, we know we're getting the ballerina next year. We're getting the Kane spin-off with Donnie Yen. Do you think there is room for a John Wick 5? I know your thoughts on this. I know you don't really want it.
Yeah.
But if it's happening...
I think that with all the spin-offs that it's getting, and obviously you've got now another spin-off with Kane, I'm just like, yeah, you kind of don't need the Chapter 5 now, because, you know, the last thing you want to do is oversaturate your brand.
Yeah.
You know, there's only so much you can, you know, I'm not trying to say any of it's bad or anything like that, but there's only so much you can really do with this IP. You know, it's not like, say, like the Marvel films. You can do so many different things.
Yeah.
You know, different heroes, different characters, different powers, stories. The John Wick films are typically, you go in for the action and the gung fu, which, yeah, they'll all bring their own flavour and style to it, but for it to, you know, have multiple, you know, spin-off from franchising, that I think it'll be quite difficult. You know, people might see it as like, oh, it's just another action flick. Yeah, it'll be good, but, you know, people might not be too bothered to see it. And you run the risk of how perfect the John Wick brand has been, despite the Continental, which we talked about.
We're hearing issues as well about the ballerina, which they have reshot to basically be John Wick 3.5.
Yeah, so I think definitely, like, it should just pump the brakes a bit. I still think having a Chapter 5 is the wrong thing to do. I think the main focus should be on the Kane spin-off and trying to get the ballerina thing going, because we heard about the ballerina years ago now, and it's still not seen the light of day. Obviously, I love Keanu Reeves as John Wick. I love all the John Wick films. I just think, you know, with how perfect of an ending that 4 had, none of this kind of makes sense to me. I get the director does want to do it, and Keanu is up for doing it.
Yeah, that's always been my biggest thing. If they both want to do it, give it to me, because they haven't let me down yet, them two. So if they both want to do it, I'm up for it. Now look, if it were the studio forcing them to do it, you know, if they got another director in, or they went back and was like, let's do young John Wick, then maybe I'd look a bit differently at it, be like, but this is...
Who would you think they'd cast as young John Wick?
Keanu Reeves.
Not a bad choice.
You know, they've got Chad Stahelski, he's up for it. Keanu Reeves, he's up for it. That makes me up for it, because they haven't let me down. I think that franchise got better and better and better. Apart from 1 and 2, I thought 1's better than 2, but then I think it just went 3 was... I know 3 is your favourite, and then 4 for me is my favourite. It just went boom, 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 up and up and up, and got better and better and better, and made more money and more money and more money. Of course they're going to do this. That's, you know, the last John Wick film made, what, like, nearly 500 million at the box office? In fact, I've got thingy right here, right now. I can have a look.
I just want to say, though, like, if one of these films turns out bad, it is going to massively harm this franchise, just because of how much of a perfect run it has had.
Well, we haven't seen... then, does it?
No, but we really don't see the effect of if a John Wick movie does bad, what does that mean going forward, kind of thing. Yeah. And that's like my worry for it. Like I said, I think it's had a perfect ending, and I don't think it really needs to go any further, kind of thing. You know, it's like the Captain America trilogy. I find it almost perfect. It's like, why would you need to do a fourth one with Steve Rogers, his character? You've got all this other stuff where he's been with the Avengers and things like that. Yeah, they've moved on to Sam. That's what I mean. Yeah. So do that with this. Do that with Kane and obviously the ballerina. Yeah.
Now, The one thing I am noticing is, fuck me, I did not remember this. John Wick Chapter 4 is 2 hours and 49 minutes long.
It's a very long film.
It's a long film. Don't feel like it.
Yeah.
And it made $440 million worldwide. That's really good. Really good. For this small franchise that came out of nowhere, which was limited theatrical run, straight to DVD and streaming, to making $440 million worldwide on a shoestring budget. So, of course, they're going to keep making John Wick films. And I'll say it again, if they want to do it, I want to see it. If they don't want to do it, I don't want to see it. So that's where my head's at. But filming next year...
That's fair.
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from. I just think it's like, quit while you're ahead. Because they're literally on top now.
Definitely. And they could walk away and be on top forever. But guess what? If they come back, they take a swing and they miss. Oh well, we've still got 4 great John Wick films. If they come back, take a swing and they hit, guess what? We've now got 5 great John Wick films. So I'm not one of them ones where a film can come out after and ruin the films before for me. I'll always appreciate them for what they are. I've had a film come out and I've gone back and appreciated another film more, but it never really diminishes a movie for me.
Not unless it's Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars is the exception with that, because it's all to do with all your lore stuff, and it kind of, it's like the Acolyte making...
Yeah, I don't want to get me, publicly executed right now, but I can still go back and watch The Force Awakens.
I can still go back and watch it. It's just...
And then just imagine where it goes.
It's just like, where it goes after this.
Well,
but
I'm definitely going to get myself publicly executed now. I can go back, I can watch The Last Jedi. And it's like,
the good thing...
Why didn't they just stick to it? Why didn't they just stick to it? Because they started panicking after Last Jedi, and then they started changing everything, and then there was and then they really fucked it up come Rise of Skywalker.
Well, the good thing about this, anyways, is like, if, for example, John Wick 5 is not good, maybe it's a disaster, or maybe it's just not what we expected. I like to think that it don't really matter, because we got a good ending in Chapter 4 for the whole thing, anyways.
Yeah, no, definitely. Right. Speaking of sequels. Wow, wasn't that a great video? Would you agree, Kyle?
Yes, you should definitely give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed.
We are now late night TV talk show hosts who say subscribe to our channel after video because we are cool.
Oh, fuck yeah, that's kind of what we're doing, aren't we?
Mate, just commit to it.
Oh, no.
But don't commit, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right, thanks for watching.
Yeah.